Hello. Hi, my beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. My name is Myrna. And in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about stop sharing your business with these fake ads. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't subscribe to me, your breath's gonna be hot and stinky all year round, and nobody's gonna want to hear what you got to say because your breath stink. So if you want your breath to be smelling minty fresh, so people want to hear what you got to say because you not stinking up their nostrils, subscribe to me. What exactly is oversharing? Oversharing to me is telling people too much information that they don't need to know. There's some information that people has to know, and then there's some information that people don't gotta know. So I wrote down a few notes of how to stop oversharing. One of the reasons why people overshare is because maybe the situation's awkward or even out of boredom. So let's say that you out with like mutual friends and you don't got a lot to really talk about, or like let's say it's awkward silence and maybe just some type of social anxiety, and then all of a sudden you just start telling them about yourself, and then you just start talking too much, and then now you end up telling people your whole life story, and sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it, but because the situation is so quiet and so awkward, it's like you don't know what to say, so you got to fill up that space with something, so you just start talking too damn much. So another reason that people overshare is out of loneliness. I worked in retail before, and I used to have a lot of older people come into my store, and they would talk about like, oh, how their grandchildren's like this, oh, in their younger days they were like that. And this, a lot of older people, when they get older, their kids have their own families, or maybe their spouses passed away and they're by themselves. So they feel like whatever connection they could find with somebody, they're just gonna keep talking, some type of a connection with somebody, and they tend to overshare too. Or sometimes, like, even I could say, like, if you're online and you feel lonely, like a lot of people use YouTube as an outlet. Not saying that you can't tell your own story. If you feel comfortable telling it and sharing your story so other people can learn from it, that's fine. But there's some people who use it as an outlet. Either Instagram stories. I know you've seen people like they hurt. That's another thing I'm gonna get into. They just talking about their business, like, oh, so and so cheated on me. Be doing the subliminal tweets, the subliminal posts. Like, people don't have to know your business, That's what I'm gonna go into next. The next thing is out of trauma, and this is what I used to do. Every time I used to go through some traumatic stuff, I would be so hurt that I would just talk to everybody about like getting advice about what I should do. So I would just be telling them my business and oversharing my business with people. And it's just like, I don't want to say just get a therapist, but it's just like, I was talking to one of my friends earlier this week, and she was telling me, like, you talk about your situations with people like it's a therapy session. And there's people that you could confide in, and that's been my struggle, right? My struggle has been, you don't want to come off like you're complaining, but what is the good balance of trying to confide in somebody or trying to seem like you're complaining? Because she was explaining to me that everybody has their own thing that they're dealing with right now, which I understand, but what's the point of having a friendship if you can't even confide in them, right? So you have to find a balance between and understand and know who you could trust so you can confide in them. Because she was like, girl, nobody actually really cares about what's going on with you because they're going through a lot of stuff. Or even, let's say you're in a relationship and you're talking about your situation with your partner, sometimes it could feel like an extra job for that partner. Your partner might feel like, I need to make them feel better, so I gotta do certain things to make them feel better, and that could be also not fair to your partner. Also, too, don't be sharing your business with just anybody too. which I had to learn to not do. Because when you share your information with people, a good percentage of people will be happy for your failures, and then other people just simply don't like you. Sometimes they get a kick out of hearing something bad is happening to you, because then that makes them feel like, oh, I'm doing better in my life. So that makes them feel better about themselves. And that also gives people room to gossip about you. How does gossip happen if they don't know nothing about you? You know, one person who isn't a great example of living by mystery is Beyonce. You don't be hearing Beyonce's business in the blogs like that, because whenever there's like some type of like a rumor, she subtly like gives her answer, but like with her art. Like, she doesn't have to be petty and do subtweets and all of that stuff, because if nobody knows your business, like you're not oversharing your business with people, how are they going to gossip about you? They can make assumptions about you, but they don't know that it's a fact. But if you're flat out saying it, like this is what it is, like this is what's going on with me, then the same people who you're telling your business to are going around other people and telling your business to them, and then you're a topic of discussion, which is mad annoying, because there's some people that I honestly feel like you can't trust no one. Even like telling my parents certain things, especially my mom. My mom got a big mouth. If I tell her something, I hear her in the next room calling all her friends, talking about, oh, can you believe Myrna's, this happening with Myrna and that's happening with Myrna. She gossiping about me. That's gossiping. So just be very mindful when you share your information to other people. Sometimes oversharing can come off as you're complaining. Complaining is a people repellent. And I used to always think, why don't people want to talk to me? Because I'm like, oh, when I'm in a good mood, people want to talk to me. But when I'm not in a good mood, people don't want to talk to me. I feel like they don't want to support me. And it could be because when I'm venting to them, I see it as venting, but to them, they may seem like it's complaining. I was on TikTok and I saw, like, I was looking at just Bible TikTok. One of the Bible verses that I saw on a TikTok that struck a chord with me is Philippians 2 verse 14. Do everything without complaining or arguing. So whenever I'm in a situation with somebody and they're being disrespectful, I know I keep my mouth shut, because they're eventually going to make a jerk out of themselves. And even when you're going through something and you're complaining, you're attracting that thought, that whatever negative it is, you're attracting that energy to you when you're thinking about it. Every situation, like a yin and a yang. So you have to look at how you approach that situation, right? Look at the positive, and I know that sounds so cliche. Look at the positive in every single situation that you're in. Another thing that I always go by now this year is that things don't happen to me, it happens for me. So if something doesn't work out, whatever rejection it is God's protection. You probably heard that before. But now when I think about stuff, I'm like, things don't happen to me, they happen for me. Like, this happened for a reason. I shouldn't think, oh my gosh, why did this happen? Oh, and then just go on and on and on about it. Think of it in a positive way, like, this happened for a reason. Everything honestly happens for a reason, in my opinion. So I just feel like the more you complain, the more people repel from you. So challenge yourself this week, this month, to stop complaining. When you feel yourself like feeling negative and you're about to like be like, oh my gosh, why did this? Be like, no, this probably happened because of this. Like, even sometimes when I'm driving and I'll be hitting every red light, I'm like, oh my gosh, I hit the red light again. But I'm like, you're driving, right? Hey, you're not driving. You are driving on the street, right? So the lights will change. The lights will change from red to green and all. You know what I mean? So the light will turn back to green. So why are you complaining? So just challenge yourself and not complain as much. So some tips that I want to give y'all to not complain so much is to understand your triggers. What is triggering you overshare so much? Is it because you're feeling lonely? You feel awkward and you're like kind of bored, or you know, like I said, it's awkward and you don't know what to say? Try to understand that. Like, try to understand what is making me overshare. Confide in the people that you know for a fact. Like, the people that I know for a fact that I can talk to are the people that aren't telling me other people's business. Like I know y'all have at least that one friend that will keep you up to date with all of the local drama of what's happening to this friend, or this is happening to my cousin and all that. Those kind of people, I would say to stay very wary and very far, not far away, but to not tell them too much, right? Don't tell them too much information, because whatever people show you, believe them. So if you see that they are oversharing somebody else's business, they're most likely oversharing your business. And I had to learn that the hard way too. The people that you see that are positive, or and even I feel like when you're like, don't tell nobody, okay? Don't tell nobody that this is happening, and then you tell them, I feel like they still be talking. Be very careful and know who you can confide in, and understand their boundaries too. Sometimes there's certain situations that you may be going through that it's too much for somebody else to understand, or like they're going through a lot of stuff. Maybe they didn't tell you, maybe they didn't overshare with you and tell you what's going on. So you don't know what's going on. Everybody's going through something. So make sure like you understand certain boundaries, that you know that the person is comfortable with certain certain information, and you know you don't want to trigger anybody too. So just be mindful of their boundaries. Another thing is only talk to or only tell the business that is necessary. So let's say you broke up with whoever you're dating and you're sad at work and you're crying, and your job is like, what's going on? Don't be like, you know, I like guys, so don't be like, oh my gosh, me and Timmy, he broke up with me and I found out this other girl, Taquisha, is pregnant. And he cheated on me with my best friend and all that. They don't gotta know all that. They don't gotta know all that. I don't know why I said Taquisha. I mean, that's a cute name. Just be like, yeah, me and so, we didn't work out. Just keep it real brief. Or like, even when you're calling out of work, like, you know, when you lie that you're sick, don't be like, I got, I don't know what kind of cough that is, but don't be saying, oh, I have this and all that. Put your doctor's note out and be like, I'm sick, I'll be back on Monday. Here's my doctor's note. And then boom, that's all they gotta know. Only tell the information that is necessary. Because if you tell too much, sometimes they can like misconstrue your words, or like I said, people know your business. So just only tell the information that is necessary. Lastly, what I want to say is, when you feel like you're oversharing, be a listener. God gave us 2 ears. I know you heard this before. Gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So you want, like, when you feel like you have that urge or you feel that itch, catch yourself. Like I said, understand your trigger. Keep quiet and let the other person talk, especially when you're meeting new friends or you're meeting new people. A lot of people, I know y'all all been to that party with the drunk girl and telling you her whole life story. You don't gotta be the drunk girl too, or a guy, and be telling y'all information back and forth like, oh my gosh, yes, this happened to me, yes, this happened to me, this happened to me, because you don't really know her like that. And then now she could be gossiping about you or making assumptions about you and gossiping. Live a life of mystery. I'm telling you, I feel like the most respected celebrities are the ones that don't tell their business too much. And I understand that being a celebrity is hard, because it's like you want to keep yourself relevant. So you would rather, I don't want to say the word exploit, but I got to say that word. You're exploiting yourself just to get some clout and I hate that word, and letting other people know your business just so your name is in their mouths, and now they're going to stream your new stuff. Like, no. I feel like when you are living a life of mystery and nobody really knows what's going on with you, it can be intriguing. You know, like when a woman is being sexy, I feel like sensual sexy, like wearing clothes, like wearing certain fabric, like satin or lace is sexy, rather than just having your breasts out, your coochie out, and then everybody know what it look like. That does, like, people now know what it is, so they're not gonna respect it as much as a person who is more reserved and keeps their business to themselves. Because like I said again, nobody has room to gossip about you. Nobody has room to put a certain opinion about you, because let's say they don't even know you and now they got an opinion about you. So definitely, y'all, stop oversharing with these people, please. So like I said, if you don't subscribe to me, your breath's going to be hot and stinky all year round, so nobody's going to want to hear what you got to say. And let me know what y'all, if y'all have an opinion in the comment section about what you think. So your breath going to be hot and stinky if you don't subscribe to me. All right? All year round. So if you want your breath to be minty fresh, subscribe to me. All right. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye. Stay positive.